My name is Neil Robertson, a coordinator of Section 4, The Age of Reason, the 17th and 18th centuries. What are we going to be thinking about in this section? At the heart of it is going to be this question of the modern world, which really comes to establish itself for the first time in the period covered by Section 4. But what does it mean to be modern? Well, of course, in many ways it means things such as transformations in technology and science, in the way in which we understand society, human beings, the social and political context in which we live out our lives. All of these things are changed and transformed, of course. But what's at the heart of it all? Well, I think one way for us to explore that question is to look at the thought of René Descartes, who begins the section for us. He famously asks and answers the question of who he is by saying, "I think, therefore I am." And in that captures really what's central to this whole question of modernity, that in my own thinking is my own being, that truth will be truth only in and for my thinking and knowing. In that is established a new sense of self and the inwardness of that self, a self that's going to find expression in novels, for instance, in The Princesse de Clèves and The Sorrows of Young Werther, that we'll have a chance to explore the struggles and dynamics of the individual psyche. But at the same time, it will issue in a new sense of nature, and we'll have a chance to look at that new nature, for instance, in the thought of Sir Isaac Newton and his sense of universal gravity and the way the world is understood as a collection of forces and mechanisms that interact in their own logic. And at the same time, in that sense of inwardness, we will establish a new sense of one another, of other human beings, as we develop a sense of the social and the political. In Thomas Hobbes, we'll have a chance to look at how the state is grounded in a sense in which it relies upon our will, and that will form itself into a social order that will have, for instance, in the rise of journalism, a sense of needing to inform itself about itself. And in that self-informing to transform the world. And so it will be an age that will issue in revolutions, the American Revolution and the French Revolution, that will lead us on to Section 5, the era of revolutions.